What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Pat on the Back. I am a little sweaty on this. Fuck it. Who cares? The sports show where we are asking the dumb questions that make a little too much sense. I'm your host, Pat O'Connor, and today we are going to be talking about like the freak aliens that are out there in sports. The guys that when you look at them, you just go like, "Holy shit, you must be from another planet." Now we're not talking about how Kim Kardashian's ass is from out of this world. We're talking about professional athletes. And I also want to be clear about something. We're not talking about who the all-time greats are, okay? So we're not talking about Tom Brady. Yes, he is the greatest quarterback who's ever played the game. Maybe one of the greatest football players who's ever played the game. But let's not sit here and pretend like he's a fucking immaculate athlete. He is a terrible athlete. One of the least athletic people I've ever seen. He looks like a DMV. You know who works at the DMV and they like pass you to get your driver's license? They go on the ride with you in that car. He looks like one of those guys when he runs. He is absurd. One of the least athletic professional athletes I've ever seen in my entire life. And that goes all the way back to his combine with zero improvements as he aged. It only got worse. Go look up a Tom Brady rushing highlight. Terrible compilation. So we're not talking about those guys. This is not a greatest of all time type of situation. This is a who are the most unbelievable athletes we have ever seen. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I forgot something. We're talking about alien athletes. So hang on. We're talking about alien athletes. So now that my head is nice and reflective with my tinfoil hat on, we're talking about professional athletes from another planet, and that all starts with Bo Jackson. Now, if you don't know who Bo Jackson is, first off, I forgot to say this. We're not going to be talking about statistics here. I did no research. I don't know what anyone's career averages are. I don't know how many rushing yards they had or how many knockouts they had or anything like that. This is strictly just people that when you look at him, you go like, what the fuck is up with this guy and the way that he looks right now? Okay, that's all it's based on. The glare, if you guys aren't watching the video, it looks crazy. So not based on any statistics, I didn't look up anything. I don't know what anyone's career averages are, what their career totals are, how many knockouts they have, how many seconds they have. I don't even know what their fucking wingspan is. It's all based on when you look at these guys, you go, what the fuck? That cannot be from planet Earth. And the first guy on that list to really set the tone so we can understand what we're going for here is Bo Jackson. Now, if you don't know who Bo Jackson is, he's the greatest athlete I've ever seen ever. Ever. He's an amazing athlete. He was two sports for one. He played football and baseball professionally. And that's not easy to do. Very few guys have ever done that, okay? So he played two sports professionally, football and baseball. He was a running back. Now, you got to be an athlete if you want to be a running back. That ain't no joke. And he was so insanely fast. First off, legs, gigantic. Everyone's walking around today like Saquon Barkley has big thighs. Nothing on old Bo, okay? Bo is the thickest dude I've ever seen in my life. He is a giant amongst men. All right. He ran so fast that one time he ran in for a touchdown and he couldn't slow down. He had to run into the tunnel. He couldn't slow down fast enough. He ran into the tunnel after scoring a touchdown. That's a lot of fucking power, dude. He's insanely strong, insanely fast, can jump out of this world. He was an outfielder in the MLB. Don't remember for what team. Sorry. Probably somewhere in California because he played for the Oakland Raiders. I think. Who gives a fuck about that? No one cares. Anyway, he's a freak. He's such a freak that his career ended on a career-ending injury that he gave to himself. He ran so hard that he dislocated his own hip and caused an injury that he never fully recovered from and had to leave the professional sports world. You want to talk about someone not from this planet? How about a guy so strong that his body can't hold up to it? Okay, that's something that I think they put in a comic book storyline for Marvel, where they were like, "What if we made these powers slightly more realistic, and people had super strength, and their bodies crumbled under the strength of what their muscles could do?" Bo Jackson, literally a comic book character, literally from another planet, absolutely insane. Okay, the next one is fucking Shaq. Have we ever seen a guy that big move like that before in history? Cavemen didn't take down, they were wrestling dinosaurs, okay? And they weren't the size of this guy. Shaq is so big and moves with so much power, yet so much grace on the court that you're like, this guy, what the mountain from Game of Thrones cannot do the kind of damage that Shaquille O'Neal was doing on the NBA teams. He was unstoppable. Hack-a-Shaq, that's him. Dude, a guy who I don't know how much he weighed, fucking 340 pounds or something like that, pure muscle. And as he aged into his career, he just got heavier and stronger and broke more backboards and dominated more fucking people. Absolutely insane. And while we're staying in the basketball player lane, how about we talk about two guys who are in the league right now, Giannis and Wemby. I don't know why I made that. Giannis and Wemby. Insane athletes. Wemby, he's the best shooter I've ever seen at his size. He's what, 7'11" or something like that, with the wingspan of a fucking archangel. And Giannis is the same way. I give Giannis is a little more proven, so we're gonna put him in this category. This is our first ballot alien category, okay? Bo Jackson, Shaquille O'Neal, Giannis. Have you ever played 2K with Giannis? He looks different than everyone else on the fucking game because they made him proportionate to his real life, and it's fucking insane. He can cover the entire court in 3 steps. Giannis is a fucking freak in the best way. That is not a sexual sentence whatsoever. I cannot speak for the way he made his babies. But Giannis is an absolute freak of an athlete who doesn't seem like he belongs on planet Earth. He seems like he was sent here to blend in and observe and report on his findings of human life. And he failed because he was like, I am way better at this shit than everybody. Look how long my fucking arms are. That's insane. He is a weird looking dude. Now, this dude is not as weird looking, but when you are talking in terms of athletics, when I don't know that there's anyone who has had as big of a showcase in any sport as LeBron James. To have moved the way he moved at 240 pounds in his, what was that, late 20s when he was on Miami Heat? And he's only stayed healthy throughout that. You got to take the longevity. The longevity is really what sets him apart from the other athletes in this certified alien category. The top tier A1 steak sauce fucking alien athletes. LeBron James is far and beyond in terms of longevity and the things he's able to do at how old is he? 41, 42 or something like that. I don't remember how old he is at this point. And July 22nd, 2026. I don't remember how old LeBron James is. I think he's like 42 or whatever. He's doing amazing things that if other people should not be able to do at his age, with the running, the jumping, how strong he is, how solid he's still built. He shouldn't be able to move like that. Now, he's not as big as Shaq. He's not as lanky and disproportionate as Giannis, but his athleticism is on another level. And he didn't fucking end his own career like Bo Jackson did. He maintained through the entire time. LeBron James is not. How many injuries has he had in his career? 2, and one of them was a stub toe. He doesn't get hurt, and he's played forever. His body is insane. Not in a gay way. This is going to be a gay episode, unfortunately. I think this might be a little. This is not intentionally homoerotic analysis of professional athletes. But anyway, let's move on to the next category of players where it's like we're starting to get a little suspicious. We don't know 100% that they're aliens, but we're a little suspicious that they're aliens. Out of the gate is Calvin Johnson. His nickname is Megatron. Last time I checked, that's an alien robot. The biggest and baddest of all the alien robots was Megatron in the Transformers, and that was his nickname. Do you need to even say more about him? Look up pictures of Calvin Johnson. The dude is a behemoth. He's taller, faster, can catch anything, jump higher. He's I don't even know how to explain. He is, if I could be a peak physical specimen, I would want to be Calvin Johnson. I'd want to be black. But no, seriously, if I could be like the best athlete that I can imagine having seen in my lifetime, and we're going to restrict it to football, I would say it's probably Calvin Johnson is right up there. He is such a freak athlete. And when he retired, he wasn't even done. It's not like he was hurt. It's not like he was struggling in any way. He was just like, I'm just done. Still yoked out of his mind. He looked like a fucking bodybuilder out there. It was insane, dude. And then how about switching gears a little bit off team sports? What about John Jones? You want to talk about arguably the best combat sports athlete of all time? Yeah, that sounds like something that an alien invader would succeed in. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest, but he never lost a fight. You know who doesn't lose a lot of fights is fucking Superman. Okay? And I'm pretty sure he's an alien who blended right in with the rest of us. You know what I mean? Thanos didn't lose a lot of fights, okay? In fact, Superman and Thanos, 2 of the most well-known aliens of all time, I think they've lost more fights than John Jones has. I didn't check this, but I'm pretty sure he's undefeated. You want to talk about a guy who can beat the living shit out of anyone in the world? That's John Jones. It's fucking crazy. Are there other UFC fighters who may have been bigger, faster, stronger? Sure. But did they win as much? No. Did they compete as hard? No. Did a fly just almost fly directly into my eyeball? Yes. And it's likely because it was like, don't say John Jones' name too many more times because he's going to appear out of a portal and kick the shit out of you. I would not rule that out. Sticking in the lane of individual sports, how about Michael Phelps? That's an underwater alien. That he was born and raised and bred on, I assume Pluto is just water at this point. I don't think it's, I don't know if Pluto's an actual planet or not, but I'm pretty sure that's where Michael Phelps is from. Because that's the only way you can get into the water and cut through it the way he did, dude. Absolutely insane the way he moves through the fucking water. He's got less hair on his body than a shaved cat. The ones that the Egyptians worshipped, that they looked at and they went, these are those motherfuckers that are kings. Those cats, Michael Phelps has less hair on his body than that. That's how he's able to glide through a pool better than anyone else on the planet. I don't know how many gold medals he has or Olympic medals at whatever. I'm pretty sure it's more than everyone fucking else, though, because that's what he does. He swims better than anyone else who's ever lived. And swimming's hard as shit. And do you know why he can swim as good, better than anyone else on the planet? Is because he's not from this planet. You go to his sending planet of Watertopia, and he probably sucks over there. You probably put him up neck to neck. He probably was banished for being the worst swimmer they've ever seen. And he got sent to Earth and was just a fucking guppy. And we're like, this guy's good. Yeah, he is good. My head is sweating from wearing this tinfoil hat. I don't know how homeless and conspiracy theorists do this. Also, it makes my head look so tall. My head is not this fucking tall, dude. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. You want to talk about what else is crazy? I'm going to segue everything into this topic. Another guy who, like, you've got to be suspicious of is Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is the fastest man who's ever been on this planet. And the weirdest part about that is that he's tall for a sprinter. Like, a lot of sprinters are shorter than he is, and he was better than everyone else. It's not normal to be his height, however tall that is, and be able to run faster and sprint faster than everyone else. Sprinting is a short man's game. Okay? That I'm 5'9". That's where I would shine. Is that unimpeded short game. Thick thighs, short strides, just fucking pushing through as hard as I could for about 40 yards. I would shine in that environment if I was a peak athlete. Usain Bolt is, I don't know, fucking 6'5" or something like that. He's tall as shit and the fastest man who's ever lived. How are you supposed to I mean, what more do I need to say? He's taller than the rest of the good sprinters by a wide margin and still the fastest person to ever be on the planet. If you're a top tier of anything, Michael Phelps, fastest guy we've ever seen in the water. Usain Bolt, fastest guy we've ever seen on the land. If John Jones, the probably the greatest, or I shouldn't say the greatest combatant, probably one of the best fighters who's ever touched this planet. If you fall into that category, NASA has to have a file on you. Not in the certified file. Obviously, LeBron, Shaq, Giannis, Bo Jackson, those guys, they have like they're waiting to gather their ashes after they die so they can study them after they've been cremated. NASA has their bodies purchased already. That's why all four of them are so rich. But Calvin Johnson, John Jones, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, those guys, they at least have files over there, okay? Where they're like, we're not 100%, but we're going to keep an eye. Area 51, we're keeping an eye on these guys because something is different about them in an alarming way, in a way that we do not trust at all, right? Now, this is where we're going to get into a category where we might be able to have a little bit of a discussion here. You know what I mean? Some guys where I'm going to make an argument, and you guys can agree if you want to. And if you don't agree, then that's fine. But would it be fair to say that these three guys we can debate about? Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, and Yao Ming. Now, last I checked, out of the gate, Yao Ming, there's no easy way to say it. I don't know of a lot of Asian people who are built that way. And that's not a slight on them. They are notoriously known for being shorter, and fucking Yao Ming is not. It's like he chose he dropped onto the planet and he chose the wrong society to try and blend in with. You know what I mean? That's how Yao Ming seems. He seems very out of place compared to the people who he should be fitting in with. And that's when he was like, well, I guess I got to make a move to basketball because I've chose wrong and I can't just course correct. It's too late to make that adjustment. You know what I mean? So it's like he seems like he could be, but he's not like super athletic. He's not the tallest guy we've ever seen. He's not the lankiest guy. He can't jump the highest, run the fastest, be the strongest. But he's built in a way that you go, something is not right about you, and I'm not sure what, but he doesn't have that standout quality that makes me go like, this guy's for sure a Martian. Now, Deion Sanders, an amazing athlete. When he stepped onto the field, whether it was baseball or football, if he's on the field, he's probably the best athlete out there. But I don't know that he didn't have any freak quality about him. I think he was either the, how do I describe this? Deion Sanders is either an alien or he's just the best. He's Captain America. He is peak of what a human being is capable of being. I don't know that for sure. It's a fine line, and he's right at it. He's amazing. And if he is not from outer space, he is the best athlete that human society has ever produced as a species. If not, he's right there. I could see it going either way. He can jump high, catch, he's strong, he's versatile, move around quick. He can do it all. But does he do it all at a level that makes you go like, holy fuck, that guy is not from around here? Is he in the same realm as a LeBron James or a Calvin Johnson? I don't know. But he's fucking damn close if he's not. I think that's fair to say. And then the last one is Jerry Rice. The debate on this one is a little interesting because he's a great football player, great hands, but he played old. He played when he was 40 years old. Now, nowadays, you look at guys like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers who are coming in and they're playing at an older age, 40 or 40 plus or close to 40 plus. And you're like, well, they're doing that, so what's the big deal? The big deal is that at quarterback, your job isn't to sprint downfield in a foot race and then cut to the right or left versus a 23-year-old or a 25-year-old or a 27-year-old in their physical prime. And so he's putting it up with that, which is the craziest. Like, to be able to go toe-to-toe with someone in their physical prime when you are 13 years past yours is another. No one's doing that, okay? And again, it's the physicality. Not that wide receiver is the most physical position, but it's obviously takes far more of a physical toll and a far higher degree of athleticism than it does to play fucking quarterback. So yeah, that is impressive. I would say. But I mean, Jerry Rice was crazy. The way he grew up is not normal. He grew up like catching bricks from literal bricks. His dad worked in a construction site. He was a construction worker, and Jerry Rice grew up and he would work in construction with him. And we got to get bricks from here to here. Well, throw them up to Jerry Rice, and Jerry will catch them. That's crazy, dude. No one. I've never heard of anyone else doing that. Like, that's wild. To be like, oh, just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, no one does that. That's too weird, dude. It's way too weird. Now, before we dive into our honorable mentions and some of our obvious eliminations, guys, if you enjoy the show, if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoy a little bit of stupidity with your sports, and you've enjoyed the show, guys, please go like and subscribe and follow and whatever else, and show your support. I know it's dumb to ask for that stuff, but it helps us out a lot over here. I say us, it helps me. I'm very selfish in this endeavor. But it helps me out a lot, guys. So if you could take the time to go and do that, it costs you absolutely nothing to hit the subscribe button, and you're going to get more than your money's worth when you do. So that's the best way I could pitch it, guys. But let's go ahead and dive back in to the alien athletes that we're talking about here. Some honorable mentions. Some honorable mentions out of the gate. We're going Randy Johnson. I don't know much about Randy Johnson other than he was a pitcher who could throw the shit out of the ball. Just absolutely fucking hum it. Like, you shouldn't be able to average, like, he was throwing at like 102, like, and that was like an average fastball for him. I'm pretty sure. Again, not super familiar with Randy Johnson, but he was a massive dude who could hum a baseball and do it really, really good. Wilt Chamberlain is one where he's kind of an honorable mention, where I'm like, I'm not quite sold on him. I don't know why it is. Not saying he's not a great basketball player, but is he that freak athlete that we see? I would give it more likely to give it to Bill Russell, because when I look at Bill Russell, I'm like, his arms look fucking crazy. Kind of like Giannis. You look at him and you're like, your body does not look right. Wilt didn't really seem that way. He just seemed like the biggest guy out there, and it may have been because everyone else was so small. It's hard to tell. But Wilt Chamberlain, honorable mention for potential suspect NASA viewing of his athleticism. I lost the sentence a little bit there. That's fine. And this one, we kind of touched on him a little bit earlier, but I'm going a little too early right now to give him the certified stamp alien of approval. Alien stamp of approval. The UFO stamp. We'll have to think on that. Victor Wembanyama, he looks weird, for one. He's too much of everything. He's got a lot of legs, a lot of arms, a lot of torso. He looks odd. When you put him next to a normal height person, he doesn't fit in the same. He looks very strange, and it baffles me. But I can't quite decide if he's all that athletic, considering all those things. I mean, look at everyone else on the list. Calvin Johnson. Look at the guys who would fall mostly in line with Wemby. And we look at Giannis and Shaq and LeBron. The certified alien freaks. Those guys were, not only did they look weird and stand out, but they were also incredible athletes. I don't know if Wemby's there yet. He kind of seems like early Giannis before he got fucking yoked out of his mind. If Wemby can get jacked with the Shaolin monks or whoever, then he's I'm in. He's good. He'll be on the alien list for sure. No one's moving like him. No one's doing the things he's doing, have in the past or do currently. 100%. I just think we might be a little too early to give him the UFO stamp. That's it. Maybe that's just me. Now, I wanted to make sure we were clear, so I also came up with a couple guys who were like, these guys are great, but they don't fit into the alien category. It is not the same thing that we're talking about. And out of it, we're going to say Tom Brady. Tom Brady is he's a football alien, right? He is immaculate at the game of football, but he is not an athlete at all. He moves like a postman and not one of the ones who walks to deliver the mail. He moves like a guy who just sits in the truck and puts mail in mailboxes, which is not I did that job for a year. It's not a shot at him. He's still great. Peyton Manning, all-time great quarterback. But the only thing alien about him is his forehead. It is fucking gigantic. I think he knows it. I think his family knows it. I think his children know it. But great football mind. I mean, you would hope he's got all that brain in there. But he is built like just some average Joe from Indiana. It does not compute to athleticism, I would say. And maybe a little controversial here, Larry Bird, not an athletic guy, in my opinion. Obviously, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I mean, there's been a lot of them over the years, so we'll say he's somewhere in the top 10. I will go no lower than top 15. He was certified great, especially for a white guy, if we're being completely honest. Certified, all-time great player. But when you look at him, you also feel like he looks like you could be waiting in line behind him at Home Depot. And like he's backing things up, trying to use expired coupons. Like he doesn't look like a guy who you're like, this is one of the greater athletes we've ever seen. And maybe that's the reason he should be an alien, but also like, let's be real, he's not. He had like a little bit of a gut. You know, he's flabby. He wasn't a superb athlete when you look at the other guys on the list. He's not built like LeBron James. He's not built like Giannis. He's not an athlete. He's an athlete, but he's not a freak athlete, if that makes sense. I don't know if that you get what I'm saying, though. Picture Larry Bird, and then picture him doing something. Just picture him just running down the road. It looks a little weird because he's not necessarily good at it. Great player, not necessarily, but a great player does not mean a great athlete. Okay, that's just not how it works. Because I do think that is going to do it for alien athletes that we're going to talk about today. We've got 7 weeks till football, 8 weeks till football, 12 days till Christmas, something like that. And when it comes, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so nice to have football back on. I know people, I like golf. I don't watch a lot of golf. Soccer can be interesting. I don't watch a lot of soccer. Baseball, I don't watch that much baseball. Basketball, it's not on right now either. Hockey, it's not on right now either. Football is the best sport, and we are very close to getting it back, and I cannot wait to have football to watch, talk about, be about, anything about that. Gotta love football. But I think that's going to be the show for today, guys. I think this might be a little bit of a shorter one Didn't have a ton to talk about, but I was like, I really want to wear this tinfoil hat on camera, so I need to come up with a way to do that, and now we have succeeded. But that is the show for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, download Spotify on her phone, and just hit play on it. She don't even have to know. She could be, in a nursing home or something. Just let it play when she goes to sleep. Just like, she takes a nap in the middle of the day. Just go on, download Spotify. She doesn't even have to know what Spotify is. She's got plenty of room on her phone. She doesn't have a bunch of apps and stuff. Download it, hit play. It's going to be a good time. If you guys enjoy the show, please go check out Rudy Tuesday. It's a comedy podcast I do with comedians Breck Michael and Rudy Marinosi. Rudy Tuesday, Rudy Tuesday. That comes out every Tuesdays at 7. We come out over here, pat on the back, every Friday at 7. If there are any freak athletes that I missed, let me know. Don't shoot me a message. I'm going to get a million of them. Drop a comment somewhere, okay, on the episode, on a post or something. But hey, you missed a freak alien athlete, an out of this world athlete. Shohei Ohtani or something. I don't know. I don't know who I could have missed. There's a million people, but we're looking for freak athletes, guys who are from another planet athletically, not the greatest players of all time, just athletically amazing. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.